See, the Sanger.
Sanger.
Well, you should have seen Obama doing his brackets.
What?
All respect, George W. Bush never did his NCAA brackets like Obama did. It's pretty good.
How accurate was he? I never got to see him.
Well, he had the winner last year.
Really?
Yeah.
We'll start with that guy.
He was talking about his brackets, Bob. That's what I'm saying. Let's keep it in perspective.
I guess I'll start this off. It's for Aaron. This being your first feature and you have such a stellar cast, talk about some of the, I guess, the pressures that came along with this.
Well, pressures. Well, there was time pressure. That was pretty intense. It was a 24-day schedule, and you're trying to maximize your resources and time so that you can give the actors the time they need to do what they do. So that was tough.
Was it 24 days? 25, 24 days.
And we were also limited to, you know,
Really?
11, 12-hour shoot days, which is pretty.
Which is just an outright
And
lie,
we work
isn't
with
it?
babies. And we work with babies.
That's just a whole bit.
Twins, little babies.
Yeah.
That's just an outright lie.
What is?
The 11, 12-hour day.
How long was the day? So just straight up 12 hours.
Yeah.
What constrained you guys to?
Past 12 hours, I got spanked.
Just him or just in general?
Oh, just by the universe.
Spanked by the
Some
universe.
directors are like it.
Sounds like a country song.
Spanked by the universe.
Spanked by the country, by the.
Yeah, it was just
Universe.
about trying to create an atmosphere where everybody could do their best work.
How is it that you were able to recreate years of listening and such on
Well, we had a good producer and a good production designer, and I had a little experience with a short film I'd made trying to do the period South on a budget. But everybody just kind of threw together.
Who was the production designer? Who was it?
Jeffrey Kirkland.
Englishman, right?
Yeah, our production designer did another couple little movies called The Right Stuff and Angela's
For
Ashes.
he is an Englishman. For he is an...
We were very lucky. We had
Chef Kirkland, he's a big deal. He's great.
we had a great crew.
You had a great cinematographer, too.
Yep.
Good guy, good guy.
Don't mention him, though, because none of us like him.
David Boyd. He and I had come up together. I was a cinematographer for a while. He worked as my camera
What's his name?
operator.
Spoke glowingly of both of you.
Who did?
Owen Royceman.
Oh yeah, Owen's a great guy.
Wonderful guy.
Yeah, and Julie Weiss, our costume designer.
Oh,
big
she's
deal.
the best. I saw her and went to her apartment in California. It's like personalized museum. It's wonderful.
She's a really
she's talented.
interesting woman.
She did Frida's. Very
She did Frida.
talented.
She did American Beauty. She did Searching
Oh,
for
did she?
Bobby
Very
Fish. She did The
talented.
Elephant Man.
Oh, wow.
Which elephant man?
The one with
The one that made into a movie.
the
There's only one, isn't there?
John Hurt.
David Lynch?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're fortunate to have her. You approached her and got her right away.
Yeah, that was your first
Great.
choice. What's that? She was
She
your
was
first
nice to
choice.
work with.
Do you get that real cool vest thing that you got? That really neat,
What?
that double-breasted vest thing?
Oh yeah.
Like any of your costumes or stuff after you get done? Like, do you get to pick and choose any of the
If you're
stuff?
faster than they are, you can get
You just
it.
gotta snatch it up and throw it in the
No,
bag.
you gotta actually lose it on the last day of shooting.
Oh.
If they rented it, you don't get it.
Oh, right.
If
He
you
had-
lose it, it's
He had
yours.
some really, he had some really cool stuff.
What about y'all as actors? Did y'all have any, I guess,
Wait a minute, are we on TV?
no, just filming them?
Not yet.
Not yet.
What are those?
This is like a little HD cam. It's super cheap, and you can buy all this stuff. And
Oh, but you're videoing it.
yeah, is that okay?
What was the question?
Do you guys have any
After contract.
fears taking a chance on a first-time director?
Well, it's happened before, right?
Yeah.
We've made mistakes before, sure.
First-time
Well,
directors can be better than 50-time directors sometimes. I worked with the director once, one of the old school guys. He said, "When I say action, tense up, God damn it." You imagine say that to Joe Montana in the Super Bowl?
Sometimes what you don't know about somebody is more exciting than what you know about somebody else in terms of.
That's a nice
Boy,
one.
that's pretty diplomatic, I like that.
Well, it was exciting. You were passionate about it. You hung in there.
Yeah.
You got all of us.
Well, it was a journey, wasn't it?
So what,
Yeah.
individually, what hooked each of you guys into getting on board?
It's a good story.
Good story.
Yeah, very unique. It wasn't like a remake, like they're doing so many remakes. Maybe they'll do a remake of this someday.
Hey, they're doing that soccer film you did. They're remaking that soccer movie you made.
No, they're remaking True Grit.
Oh, I heard
That's
that.
in town.
Heard that. No, why not?
They started.
Not in town yet. But
New
they're-
Mexico, I
They're
thought.
still in New Mexico. They're coming up to Granger.
Where they're making that in Granger. That's where my grandparents
I
lived.
guess
My
those
dad
two
grew up
guys
in
get anybody
Granger.
they want.
Get lower.
The Coen brothers,
Oh, yeah, that's who's making it.
Granger.
I guess.
Well, they make some good stuff.
Huh?
They make good things.
Do they? I guess they do.
Yeah.
I guess.
I like that divorce movie they made.
Huh?
The divorce movie they made with
Serious
George
Man?
Clooney was
No.
the divorce lawyer. That was funny.
That's some neat stuff.
Love the movie where they did, Brother, Where Art Thou?
You didn't like that?
Oh, God.
Oh, man.
You're from Texas and you like that? What a total
I'm from
condescension,
Oklahoma. Well, I can
patronation
see
of the
that.
South.
Well, it's funny.
Oh, yeah, but, yeah, that's where they get out of it. The only good thing about that was the music, beautiful
Music.
music.
Oh,
Right.
the music was wonderful.
Those guys don't have a clue.
You know, but it was better than.
And then that guy in No Country for Old Men going around with that big gun in Texas with a hair, you know.
It was better than the ads. The ads were bad. It was a better movie than the ads. I never wanted to see it because I thought the ads were so bad.
They get anything they
It was
want
much
done.
better. It was really, I enjoyed it.
Now they're doing True Grit, yeah, again.
Granger.
Great. They're building a set right now.
They get all these guys to be in it, the, you know, big name, you know.
Do you know
And
who's
they're all
playing your
being
role?
Cowboys and Indians now, those guys.
Do you know who's playing your old role?
I think Barry Pepper, I heard. I know Josh Brolin's a friend of mine. He's doing another one. Matt Damon's in it. He's a friend of a friend, you know.
I'd like to do some of your old roles. If I could get some of your old parts, that'd be great.
They're remaking Apocalypse now.
Yeah, pretty soon they're gonna be making remakes of everything.
So, same question for y'all. What was your hook? What got you in?
Well, I was intrigued that Bobby was going to do it, and then this guy was like this shadowy figure that was kind of like out in the Netherland. But and the story, it was weird. It was like he said, I'd never read anything
Pretty unique.
like it, and they were very persistent.
Quite,
And it just kept getting, the script just kept getting better and better.
yeah.
It's just the rewrites kept getting. Just
Yeah.
What did Billy Bob Thornton say? He wanted to direct a movie one time, and the subject, no New York actors would be allowed below the Mason-Dixon line. Yeah, there's something to that. There's something to that. But, you know, it's kind of a southern, it could be a northern tale too, I guess, but it's kind of a southern tale,
Yeah,
right?
it's folksy.
Yeah.
Well, it's based on a folk tale, right? Like a folk,
Yeah, and then
like a folklore tale.
Charlie
Right.
Mitchell came in from
Right.
Alabama,
Right.
put the finishing
Yeah,
touches on.
10,000
On the script.
people,
Then it kind of had heart.
Kingston, Tennessee in
Wonderful
1936 showed up for
storyteller.
this man's funeral
Charlie
while he's still alive, and we used that as sort of our leaping
Yeah.
off point for our
Oh,
fiction.
wow.
It's just very unique. I mean, you know, I love the character, and these guys, you know, they probably love their characters, you know. How
I loved your character.
it fit into this unique story. Get low. I still don't know what get low really means.
Doesn't that mean,
Down to business.
Huh?
oh, I thought it meant going underground.
I did too. That was
Getting in
like
the box
6 feet under or
and-
something.
It's
I
a
thought it was
southern,
like a double.
To me, it
Southern
means get low
religious
for
slang
Jesus.
for
but I don't know
getting
what it
down
is.
before God.
Okay.
What does it mean?
Cool.
It's like apparently it's a southern sort of religious slang for getting down before Jesus or getting down before God.
Yeah, get low for Jesus. That's
You
what
like
I thought it meant.
Humble yourself,
Oh, I thought
prepare
it
I
yourself.
did too.
You're a, get low. It's like,
Get low.
I take it more literally.
maybe that's the way some people say he passed, he got low.
What do some of these old preachers say, or people, not just say they're grateful that they have one more day in their life above the ground.
There you
So
go.
this maybe gets below the ground.
You're gonna get low.
Yeah.
What was your hook? And also, the secondary question I had, is that your real mustache? And I know that's a silly question.
It was imported. It was imported. No, that was my own mustache, I think. I don't remember.
Just look at this, because I know you did it for Ed Wood too, that little pencil thing.
Yeah, no, that was my mustache.
Have you thought about just keeping that for a time? 100%?
I do. I mean, basically, you know, I don't know. I don't really. I'm not as organized as these two professionals, but you know, for me, it's a question of not shaving.
Right.
You know, so it's more than a career choice. And then you just sort of think, well, what if I were different than who I think I am? But how I got hooked on this? I read the script and I thought the script was good, and then I got a nice letter from Dean, a nice letter from Aaron. I talked to Dean on the phone, and
I didn't get a letter.
yeah, and Bob wrote me a letter too.
You don't say letter, you mean like.
I didn't know that.
You're giving.
Yeah, dear Bill, dear Bill, yeah. Dear Bill.
Not an email.
You're gonna be getting
I
a
don't
lot
really-
of letters
I don't
now.
really answer. I don't answer the phone much. But then they sent along this this little film that he kind of throws away. But he did win an Academy Award for this little film. And I saw it. I was like, oh crap, it's good. Now I got to work. Yeah, I really now I got to work. It was ridiculous.
Did golf have anything to do with it?
No, golf didn't have anything to do with it.
Did you play, David played, Lucas played?
Well, that just was a nice kind of thing to do on the side. I mean, the hours were pretty long. We didn't get a lot of golf in. But
You know,
Luke,
Atlanta reminds me of Dallas. I much prefer Dallas, but it kind of reminds me of an East Coast Dallas.
well, Atlanta in the winter it was cold. It wasn't like it wasn't like,
I think, didn't Sherman burn Atlanta? And then they did-
well, he didn't burn enough of it. It was too damn cold. They should have
they
moved
burned
it
it.
further south. It was
It's all
freezing.
new.
He burned a lot of it, but it was cold there. I don't know. Where are we going with this?
Yeah, where are you going with this?
Where are we going with this? Where's this line of questioning?
Where
taking us?
your mustache?
Mustache and then book.
Yeah, I had the mustache. I had,
My own mustache, but somebody else's beard.
well, I asked for a job where I could wear Mr. Duvall's old mustache, and I got it.
What are you eating again? Oh.
Huh?
Why, how come you didn't bring
Oh my heavens.
the barbecue?
Don't worry.
Where's your barbecue?
Huh? I don't know. I don't know what happened. I asked for barbecue, and here's what I got. Help yourself, everyone.
I had a question for Mr. Duvall. With this character having, him being a local folktale, pretty much all these rumors and these crazy stories about him, his past for the community around him is really indefinite. But I'm wondering if you, in order to approach the role, filled in those gaps and made a history, like a full history for your character.
In what way you mean? Filled it in, what you mean?
In the respect that we see him in the twilight of his life.
Right.
And there are rumors around the community as to his past.
Yeah.
But up to a certain point in the film, we don't really know what his past
Yeah,
is.
there are a lot of rumors.
Yeah.
The way I feel it, if he didn't live in the woods, he could have done a lot of things. He could have been a sheriff, he could have been a school teacher, he could have been a merchant marine guy, he could have been a justice of the peace. He could have done a lot of things. He's not a dumb guy. Not like a recluse that's like retarded or something. He's had a choice, What makes somebody do that, I don't know. It's pretty heavy.
Did you think about how he occupied himself in his years of
Yeah,
isolation?
he's a good wood craftsman. He hunted. He'd go into town periodically, yeah. Trained that mule to do things. That mule could do the real mule could do a lot of things. The champion mule in America, you'd think would come from Georgia or Texas. Came from Virginia, 20 miles from where I live. Great mule, Gracie. She could do anything. Pray, go to the mailbox, bring you a letter, play the piano. We could do that in the movie, but they got the reason they got this mule, because mules don't rear.
Oh, they don't?
No, but he could make this one rear.
Why don't they rear?
You learn something
No,
new
they're
every
not-
day.
They're not into rearing. The true story about a mule, one time, you probably heard the hunting party in Arizona about 6 years ago. They're hunting and a mountain lion was tracking them, their dogs. And about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, it made its move. The lead rider was on a mule. The mule threw the guy, went over and killed the mountain lion. Picked it up, shook it, kicked it. The mule killed the mountain lion. amazing. So they're smart, you know, and they're good to pit with sheep for coyotes and things to keep, you know. So she was a
Did
smart.
he eat the rider first?
What?
Did the lion eat the rider
No,
after he
no,
threw
it
him
was
off
after
and
the
then he killed
dogs.
him?
After the
Dean,
dogs.
why didn't we get that deal?
You wouldn't think of it, you know, mountain.
Did you have a lion problem on set?
But, you know, the mule was like a character, not so predominant, but, you know, it was like, so, what was the question?
It was about mules, that's.
Yeah, filled it in, you know, it was such a wonderful character, you just filled it in as you went along, you know, I guess.
And did y'all have any creative control over the development of your roles, or did you have a vision that you wanted to see?
Hey, what a
develop?
question that is.
The script, there were two writers. There was the original writer, and then I did a little work on it in between the second writer, whose name is Charlie Mitchell. And it's Charlie Mitchell's draft we shot. Charlie's from Alabama, and you know he's kind of steeped in the South, kind of like your warm uncle from down south, and he's a really beautiful writer, and he came in and kind of gave it the voice that it ended up having, and
But what he's saying is, the answer is, yes, we did have some control over our roles.
Brought your own little.
yes,
your
you
own
know,
Yeah, that's what he said.
No, I mean, you know, you get the
It may not have sounded
script,
like
you
it.
have the script, but then you interpret it.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, then we interpret it.
yeah, we went and saw Bobby. Charlie and I went to see Bobby to talk to him about what Bobby
Twice
wanted to
they
do.
came back to Virginia, didn't go to see her, but they came to see her. You were already on.
And we had a 4-hour chat about the script.
That's
in the
right.
office. We just went through it page by page and talked. So.
I got a letter.
You didn't get a visit, you got a letter.
I had a question for you. As a producer, I'm working on being a producer later, and I know it has a lot to do with enabling people to achieve their vision. How did you go about doing that in your own way? What is your game plan there when you say wake up in the morning and like I'm going to produce this?
Well, I mean, this was a really good test. Started nearly a decade ago when I got the script, and it really sort of tests your belief and passion in the project and the belief in yourself, because you're going to take a lot of hits, especially with a period drama with an older cast, and it wasn't easy, but I just kept on going back to the feeling that I had when I first read it, and thematically it really spoke to me, and then along the way I started picking up other believers, and Aaron had only done a short, but a great one, and I gave him the job in the room based on what he had to say about the story, and
How did you heard about the story from somebody else?
I got the script from my agent.
Oh, I see, yeah.
so we pounded the pavement. The distributors all recognized it was a great script, with a great potential cast, but they weren't ready to go all in. But we wouldn't take no for an answer, and you have to will these things to happen. That was a phrase we would start using, is let's just will this thing to happen. And we had a couple of wonderful breaks of serendipity towards the end, and Bill coming on, and I was introduced to a real angel investor, and he just came in big, and after 8 years of butting our heads up against the wall, we were shooting.
Keep going.
And apart from the limitations of the resources, it was done for $7.5 million and shot in 24 days. We got to make the film that we wanted to make. Nobody else was looking over
That's
our
all it
shoulder.
cost.
Yeah.
But that's besides the $7.5 million you got on top of that.
We also were butting right up against that period where everybody was shutting down.
All the studios
you
were
know,
gone, all the
and-
distributors were
and then,
gone.
Then the banks fell apart.
Right.
And, so about the time we got some momentum, that was coming down the path in front of us too. So
There was not much else shooting at the time
no,
either.
Nope.
And then how
But
did- I'm sorry, go ahead.
Dean was an unbelievably positive force
Who was?
from the first time I met him. But on-
Not you, relax, it
On
wasn't you.
on set, it was amazing. Amazing producer.
Just as a motivator or as like a?
Motivating, positive, kind, just not, it was, I think a lot of times producers can be kind of a negative force, you know, because they're up against so much that he never lost his cool. He was up against so much, but you have the appropriate temperament
Thank you.
to
But for about 2
produce.
years, it was lost though, wasn't it? It was like,
He never lost
no,
it,
you didn't,
ever.
but I mean, I figured that's it. So I would see him in the palm with his father, I said, oh yeah, there's Dean, okay. And we talk about whatever, it was never considered that it was gonna be done. It was
Yeah.
like, it wasn't coming together, really. Then all of a sudden it did, a year ago, December.
Yeah, no, we had to search far and wide.
A year ago, December.
The first money that came in, and that was another thing that, you know, a lot of directors, first-time directors, you know, they expect all these things to happen on their own. Aaron, in many ways, you know, took on almost a producerial position, and, you know, we each picked up, you know, each other's, you know, spirits, you know, as
I don't think
as
there was a
the
day,
projections mounted.
I don't think there was a day, really honestly, where we didn't do something or try something.
Yeah.
A phone call or,
Yeah.
or,
But I was out of the loop for like
Yeah.
a couple of years, because I didn't think it was gonna get done.
yeah.
How long was it before, like when you guys first got your letters in the mail, before you guys actually started shooting? What kind of time period was that? Because you're saying 8 years of production. Was that like, oh, I got a letter, and then like 2 years later it started, or how did that work?
No, Bill, I mean, Bobby was there, you know,
The whole time.
pretty much the whole time. Sissy, we always wanted, and we had had this meeting, but years must have passed after that
Years
meeting.
passed.
Like 3-4 years.
Kinda like
And
Lucas
then
too, but
here
then
you
Lucas
got
didn't
the-
wanna do it,
Whoa,
right?
hey, hi.
No, Lucas was
Had
like
something-
a
had something
12th
else.
hour, 11th, you know, hour, so.
Yeah, Lucas had something else, and then, or you were thinking of other people besides Lucas?
Yeah, we started in the direction of casting somebody, we wanted authenticity, so we started casting locally to try and find a young man
Yeah.
who, and then all of a sudden, the name Lucas Black came up and we all went, wow.
He was great.
What are we
But
thinking?
then he
He's great.
didn't wanna do it for a while.
No, I don't
He
think he
didn't.
ever, no, I think he,
No,
He just wanted a letter.
No, you had to wait for him, I mean,
I don't remember,
you know, there was something there about, he wasn't sure, and you looked elsewhere, kind of. And then
What do
it
you-
came
what's your
back,
recollection?
then it came back to him.
Well, he was always a name we liked, but
Yeah.
he's not a Hollywood kid, you know, he doesn't, you know, he's interested in movies, but, you know, he doesn't have to do them. You know, he's got a place and.
He was so
Alabama,
obvious for it,
he's
that
got
it
a
was,
place in
he was
Missouri.
almost over, he was so obviously right for it to begin with. They said, well, you know, it's like almost too, I mean, you know, perfect.
When I met him, I went and heard, oh, Lucas Black, oh, great, Lucas Black. But I knew him as a child actor. I didn't know him, but I was aware of his earliest work. And then I was at the gym, when I got to the location, I was working out, and some guy came up to me and said, hi, Sissy, I'm Luke. I'm playing. What's the
He was back, way back in Sling,
I'm
Sling Blade,
carrying
was little,
Buddy.
about this big.
But- And I remember thinking, well, they must have cast it locally.
Well, he's all grown up. He's all
So I
grown
brought him up,
up.
and his accent was so
Yeah.
authentic.
It's-
And we're-
It's unlike
he's
any accent.
amazing.
His
I
mother
love
cannot
him.
understand it.
What?
His mother can't understand it.
And when
Really?
he did- And when he did
Are you
Sling
kidding?
Blade,
No.
She's
the guy who
amazing.
worked on it told me, like, in between takes, he'd be over catching catfish, one after, in a very country kind of way, almost like noodling them, you know.